Dawood Ibrahim is known to be India's most wanted criminal who has been ruling Indian underworld for a decade. So what is this underworld king's backstory? Let's find out in this video. Dawood Ibrahim was born in 1955 in Mumka village of Maharashtra, part of the community of Konkani Muslims. He was the son of police head constable Ibrahim Kaskar. He was raised in Dongri, a poor, Muslim-dominated part of central Bombay which would go on to become his stronghold as the Don. He attended Ahmed Sailor High School, but dropped out when his father could not afford it any longer. He got into hooliganism and formed his own gang of Dongri boys who participated in small-time smuggling and violence. This continued until he came in contact with the gang of the reigning king of the underworld, Haji Musthan. His criminal career began when he got involved in a gang war in Dongri, Mumbai, fighting on the side of Haji Musthan. In the early 1980s, he was arrested for a robbery case. He grew more powerful and dangerous after a fight between the Haji Musthan gang and the Pathan gang, who were mostly migrants from Afghanistan. The Pathan gang, with the help of gangster Manya Surve, killed one of Dawood's brothers, Sabir Ibrahim Kaskar. Dawood stepped out to take revenge, and Mumbai saw one of its deadliest gang wars ever. Dawood took out all the members of the Pathan and Surve gangs. After Musthan moved to politics, he took over the gang and became even bigger than Musthan in the underworld. By the time Dawood was in his late teens, he had already created a circle of relatives, friends, and aides around him. Together they started with small-time smuggling and soon grew into a mega-crime network, colloquially called D Company. After shifting to Dubai, he expanded his business interests. He has huge stakes in the shipbreaking industry in India, which he uses to smuggle arms, explosives, and contraband into the country. He also entered into drug trafficking and providing transportation for illegal activities. On the urging of his associates, he entered into betting in cricket. He was seen at several cricket matches in Dubai and elsewhere. Several Indian and West Indian cricketers were managed by Dawood. Betting in cricket continues to be one of the D Company's prime businesses to date. He also entered the hawala or money laundering trade, which transfers money and remittances outside the view of official agencies. In 1993, when he set up his base in Pakistan, D Company deepened its links with terror groups like Lashkar-e-Taiba and ISI, spreading its illegal empire even further. Today, Dawood sits at the top of the largest organized crime syndicate in Southeast Asia, primarily in Dubai, Pakistan, and India. D Company was thriving by the 80s and consisted of Hindus and Muslims both. But because of growing Hindu-Muslim tensions in the country, the group became radicalized and developed ties with Pakistan's inter-services intelligence and terrorists groups. D Company's first foray into terrorism was their response to the Babri Masjid demolition in December 1992 and the subsequent deadly communal riots that killed hundreds of Muslims. Outraged on behalf of Muslims and pressured by Pakistan's ISI to smuggle bombs and arms into India in exchange for access to Pakistan's water for their smuggling business, D Company financed and launched a series of bomb attacks on March 12, 1993 across Mumbai, killing 257 people and injuring around 700 more. After this, Dawood could never return to India or the UAE again, so he moved his base to Karachi, Pakistan. He was now a most wanted criminal. Several Hindu members of D Company split up at this point, with key aide Kodarajan leaving and creating his own gang of Hindu mafia members.